I was discussing the wrong source. Anything I said about the Neolithic, Paleolithic ages is wrong. When comparing the Paleolithic and Neolithic eras, three things I found interesting were that the roles of men and women stayed consistent over the time period, which is a really long time. Um, Gathering nuts and foraging versus hunter-gatherer, which are very similar to me. Um, the fact that women had more children in sedimentary once they planted, the agricultural revolution instead of nomadic, which makes sense. But I was curious as to how having a lot of children being a nomad works, because it really does not seem sustainable whatsoever. Domestication and that's effect on the family was pretty interesting. The lifestyle changes from being nomadic and moving and trying to find somewhere where they could learn and grow. That time period was excessive, and I didn't realize how like as soon as I pictured it in my head, how long these things are, right? Like the 5,000 years of Neolithic era, or even if you did have the agricultural revolution, it makes sense where a lot of our basic history comes from, right? And only in the past, it's only been 5,000 years since then, since the end of the Neolithic era. It just makes you think about how much changes over and over again. Finally, something that I found pretty interesting was the zero written records, right? Like, how do you exist for 5,000 years and not write anything down? Um, but you have communication, you have some form of communication that did last long enough to be transferred from person to person, right? Or was it only verbal? Or these types of artifacts are, I'm not knowledgeable about, but very curious.